Good afternoon and welcome to Through the Static. This is Stephen the Medium, and I am here with
the one and only, the most handsome of all, your husband and co-host, Coach Elix.
Well, if you're the most handsome of all, like, what am I?
The next most handsome of all.
This is like Snow White. I'm just going to say it right off. This is like Snow White, and the witch looking in the mirror, and Snow White's the most. Wow, this is the way I'm starting the show off. I'm already feeling less than. Just saying.
But you're not. You're actually more than and then some.
So happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody that is listening. I just did a Facebook Live. I had to show my green. This is an Irish boy here, and I have to say a big shout out to my two good Irish friends, Teresa and Jeannie. I know they're listening, so happy St. Patrick's Day. And Teresa texted me this morning and said she remembers her mom just making sure that all of them wore green, like over their uniforms. My mom was the same thing, same way. Like on St. Patrick's Day, you don't dare, even when I was out of the house, you don't dare show up not wearing green. It's just not happening, So
and if we can never ever forget our Irish friend from Ireland, Ailish, who is listening live from Ireland. So
happy St. Patrick's Day, Ailish, and welcome us back. I'm so excited. Welcome Mark, who produces the show. So he's healthy. He sounded great on his show. He has his show, Mark's Jukebox, right before mine from 3 to 5. So if we're like sort of chained together. If Mark's not here, I'm not here because he produces the show. So I'm so happy he's feeling better, and we're gonna cross fingers, knock on wood, and make sure that he stays healthy. So I hope everybody is having a great St. Patrick's Day. I'm so excited that we're doing the show live, and I will be able to do some readings in a moment. But Mr. Cintron, what's going on with you?
Well, the first thing I want to say is that you talked about how you are dressed in green, and I'm not. And in the Facebook Live, somebody actually reminded Stephen, because I said I have green in my heart, and somebody reminded Stephen that I actually have green in my wallet. So I just want to say that I'm representing, and you know it. But yeah. I'm doing excellent. I am happy to be here, to have Mark back. I'm loving this weather. We're looking outside, and it's gorgeous out. And other than still, walking like an old man because my whole body's sore, I'm doing fabulous.
Well, but you know what? That will convert, right? I mean, it's just your muscles that you're just beating up, but they'll just come back stronger than ever.
It's a necessary kind of pain. So,
I don't know. Your hands are ugly. Let me just tell you. He does CrossFit, and it's like I'm married to Elix with Freddy Krueger hands. They are ugly. Or as some people say, ugly. They are really bad.
First of all, he doesn't mean my nails because my nails are actually always nice.
Well, I didn't say your nails.
Well, you say your hands, so people. Yeah. I'm sure people are imagining ugly hands. I just have cuts and bruises in my hands because CrossFit is a whole lot of weightlifting and all kinds of stuff, and that's part of the no pain, no gain. So.
Well, you know what? When I was a kid, there was 2 houses up from me. This woman right from Italy had a very, very strong accent, like New English, but just little English. And her name was Patsy Di Clementi. And I loved her. The whole neighborhood loved her. So me and one of my best friends, David, who is now in spirit, that I miss every day, we went over to her, and she had this enormous garden and planted everything you can possibly imagine in a garden. So David and I wanted to do that in our respective yards. And so we asked Patsy, and she said that she would help us. She would show us what to do and how to, set it up, dig it up, and, how to plant, which was wonderful because this was an expert, right from the old country, and she was incredible. And I remember as we were talking to her, she said to me, let me see let me see David, let me see your hands. And David put his hands out, and she said, okay. And she said, Stephen, let me see your hands. And I remember putting my hands out, and she was like, And I'm like, what do you mean? No, you have woman hands. There's no marks on them. There's no cuts on them. There's nothing. I'm like, well, I mean, they're not woman hands. I mean, I'm a guy. They're guy hands. They just don't have any cuts on them. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of like doing stuff with my hands, I guess. I don't know. But I had the best garden. And as a matter of fact, one year I planted potatoes, and my mom used to say they were the best. She made mashed potatoes. They were the best mashed potatoes she's ever tasted in her life. And it was really cool because I didn't know much about gardens, but when the potatoes are ready, you literally have to put your hands in the dirt and just like sort of find them, and when they're ready, and that's how they come out. I don't know if I thought it was like a Jack in the Box that like and then also the potatoes would just pop out. That didn't happen that way. And that was one of the things that annoyed me was, as you said, nails, like dirt under my nails. And sometimes that's not easy to get out, like if you're in the garden all day, but you're not saying anything.
Let's be clear, I don't have any dirt under my nails.
No, he's got good nails. He definitely has good nails. However, the house that we moved to in Bourne, there was already a garden, so
massive. So
massive
we are
garden.
Going to live. What is it that you always say? We'll
live off the land.
Off the land. This year we'll be living off the land. I'll be in the kitchen, and Stephen will be in the garden.
Which I love landscaping and taking care of the yard. But one thing that's really cool, when we moved we lived in Randolph for almost 10 years, and then we moved to Norton. And when we moved to Norton, there was a development, a cul-de-sac that was just a little over a year old, and the original people that moved in there, they couldn't stay. The husband got transferred, so we bought the house. And there was one tree right at the beginning of the pathway, so to make it even, we planted another tree. The wild thing is that unbeknownst to either one of us, the trees, the way they grew, they sort of made like a trellis, like they connected. And my entire life growing up in Providence, that was my grandfather and grandmother's house, and then my mother and father bought that from my grandfather, the Polish side. Going into, and Elix, you remember this, right? Going into the steps, there was, I don't know exactly what the plant's called, the tree's called, but we used to call them cigar trees because they have those long, like skinny cigars. I don't know what the name of them are, the trees are, but it also made a trellis, and it had been there for ages. And I just thought, my God, like my grandpa is following me because it's the same thing. And then we move here to the Cape, and there's just been some freaky things too that I just noticed. We've been here since November, and I just noticed that we have a grapevine, and my grandpa Stefan planted all these, he was from the old country and planted, apple, pear, cherry, peach, grapevine, and we have one here, as well as like a lilac bush that was in 40, well, I won't say the address, but in Providence too. So in any case, I think it's pretty cool, right?
I think so too, and I can't wait.
Am I like on a tangent?
Sort of, but listen,
but it's a cool one, right?
That's how you are. I mean, you just, you love your stories, and I
do
love hearing your stories. But what's gonna be fun is, as many of our listeners know, we're starting our weekly behind the scenes cooking show. So once we have fruit from off the land, God only knows what we're gonna be making in the kitchen. So tune in.
It's going to be an adventure, isn't it? It's going to be an experience.
Life with Coach Elix and Stephen the Medium is an adventure. So.
Well, and it's going to get better and better. As I mentioned in Facebook Live, I am going to be part of a documentary that I can't really say too much about. And the filming is going to be in April, so I am so excited about that. And there's just a lot of irons in the fire, so it's good. It's very good. Things are moving forward, and I'm making sure they're moving forward. And for you too, Elix.
That's the beautiful thing about you and I, that we move forward together. Like when you move forward, I move forward, and when I move forward, you move forward. So we are sort of aligned with each other.
That's a beautiful thing.
We're connected.
Well, you know what? And if you can find that with a partner, then it's just such a huge percent of your life is just already great. It's great because it's not easy to find. So listen, I think we're going to take a break. 508-222-1320 is the phone number. So when we come back, if you call me, I'm going to start taking calls and connecting you to your loved one. So we will be right back.
Steven.
And welcome back to Through the Static. So let me get right to the callers and take the first caller. Hi, this is Steven. Who's this? Hello?
Hello?
Hi, this is Steven. Who's this?
Jillian?
Jillian?
Yes.
Okay, hi. Are you cooking?
No.
I could hear something in the background. I'm like, this gal is cooking. She's getting ready for supper. It's nice to meet.
My daughter is in the other room.
It's nice to meet you. So let me check in with you, and thank you for calling and being my first caller. So, Jillian, there's a lot of spirit stepping forward, because there's a grandmother that steps forward, but I also keep feeling who's the male, is your dad still here or crossed?
My dad is here.
There's a male who keeps saying that he's a young male, and when I hear that, Jillian, it means that he died before his time, like before we expect. So it could be, it could be any age, but it could also be like 40s, 50s, 60s, because that's still young. And he keeps talking about Bob or Barbara.
So it could be my uncle.
Okay, so how is your uncle connected to the Bob or Barbara or the B name?
He had a really good, lifelong friend named Bob.
Wow. But did your uncle die like no later than like the 60s?
He was 59.
Oh, okay. So it's definitely. I love him. He talks about your dad. Is he on dad's side?
No, he is on my mom's side, but it's my aunt's husband.
I got it. So like a brother-in-law. But he talks about your father. So I don't know if like they knew each other, or he just keeps talking about your dad. It's interesting, Jillian. He also keeps talking about a decision with your father, or your mom is also here.
Yes.
Did they are they thinking, or did they do something like retiring or pick another job up or moving? There's something going on with them, or one of them.
I'm not 100% sure. My mom, we were actually just talking this morning about if she didn't get sick, that she'd be retiring in the next couple of months.
Wow, Jillian. So that's one of the ways that your loved ones, your uncle, and there's definitely are there two grandmothers? There's two.
Yeah.
But I have both on each side, and they're just screaming like how much they love you. But why they do that is that conversation that you just had. That's why they had me say retirement. Is that you had that conversation, and it was a way that your mom's mom, and dad, because there's a grandparents on my right side, which is your mother's side, that are just letting you know that they're here and they're around. What's with the car? Why do they keep talking about the car?
I'm not sure.
So your grandparents keep talking. I don't know if they're talking about your father or your mother, but they keep talking about the transfer of registration. So I don't know if like someone passed, or does that make any sense?
So my daughter bought a car from a different family member a while back, and then she bought it from my uncle, but on a different side of the family. And then my dad they were dealing with it this week with my dad, and ended up being a junk, so they had to get rid of it. They're coming to pick it up tomorrow. My dad's been yelling at me all morning to bring the title for the car so that the junkyard can take it tomorrow.
Oh my God, Jillian, that is so cool that this has actually happened today, and your grandparents are giving that as a validation today to say we're here. We're like, we know exactly what's going on with you guys. There's also something with a set, like a table set, tables. Someone either talked about taking a set, or somebody has somebody's. I don't know if this is a dining room set, a kitchen set, or a chair. But there's something furniture I keep hearing.
There could be tons of different stuff.
Okay, so just make sure you keep it with you. It sort of feels like it's new, though. Now, the more I think about it, the more I think that it's not a hand-me-down. It's new. Somebody is about to buy something new.
Oh,
furniture.
My dad, he's buying a new recliner.
Oh my God. Oh, wow. How wild, Jillian, huh? So again, it's all your loved ones just letting you know that they're with you and how much they love you. And, there's, it's really cool. I don't know if I've ever seen this before. There's like a circle, around when you go to bed of like all your loved ones. So I'm going to leave you with that, Jillian. Thank you so much for calling.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right. Lots of love to you, Jillian. Bye-bye. And let's go to the next caller. Hi, this is Steven. Who's this?
Hi.
Hi, this is Danny. Hi, Steven. Now, hi, who's this? Hello? Is somebody there? I thought I heard someone's voice.
You did?
Hello?
Maybe
I heard...
they got scared.
I was kidding. No one answered, so I was pretending I was Danny. Are you still there?
Yep. Hi.
Oh, hi. Who's this? What is your name?
Kathy.
Kathy, how are you?
Oh, good. I thought you were talking to somebody else.
No, Kathy, it's just me being punchy and being foolish. So, Kathy, it's nice to meet you.
Nice
So, Kathy,
to meet you.
as soon as I tune into you, what's the water? Like did someone, I don't know if this is like a vacation, like annually, like on a pond or water, or somebody lives near the water, or there's a boat connected to you. Do you have any idea what they're talking about?
It could be a summer vacation spot. Yep.
But it's definitely near water, right? Whether it's a lake or ocean,
Oh,
something
yeah.
like that.
Yep.
Got it. I got it. You have 2 kids?
No, I have one.
Well, wow, that's interesting. And no, not to be personal, but no miscarriage.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Yes.
why. I almost went past that, and I just heard. Just I love getting to make sure people, people that I speak to, whether moms, dads that have unfortunately lost, even maybe at the beginning of the pregnancy, a child, that the child is always around and always wants to be validated. And when you said, no, I have one, I heard, So I love it. I love that there's a really great validation, but there's a couple of things. There's a very, very strong female, like mother energy. Is this mom or is this a grandmother?
It could be my mother. She's passed.
So I think it's got to be then your mom. But your mother just said to me, Kathy, that there's a birthday or an anniversary really close.
Today, my great niece's birthday is today, and
Wow.
my bonus grandson's birthday was yesterday.
Wow. How cool is it that your mom's just giving that as a she's like, we can't even go anywhere until we validate the birthdays or anniversaries. I can never tell which one it is. Who's Al or Ann?
Oh my God. What did you say?
I can't tell if it's Al or Ann. There's an A.
There's 2, Albert and Anna.
Wait a minute. What? This is just, sometimes I freak
a male
myself
and a
out.
female.
And who are they?
Well, if connected to Albert, 2 of his daughter's birthdays are next week.
And who is Albert?
He was my brother-in-law.
Oh my God! Wow. And who's Ann or Anna?
Anna was my mother-in-law.
Wow.
Who is very Irish.
I love it. I love it. And no wonder why she wanted to make sure she was here on St. Patrick's Day, which is so cool. And Kathy, you're everybody, not just the ones that I just talked about. And but do you have a boy?
Do I have a boy?
A son?
I have a. My daughter is the one living child, and I have a special boy who is my biological grandson.
Wow. This is just remarkable that your loved ones are all just making sure in this short period of time that they want to validate all of this. What I was about to say, Kathy, is that everybody that has stepped through, the first thing they say, even in spirit, is how honored they are that they are somehow connected to you. That Kathy is such an incredible, special soul of just a giving person, and make sure, Kathy, you keep your eyes open for signs, because someone just yelled out, and it feels like it's a father figure. Is your dad crossed?
Yes.
So just know that I think it's your father just giving a validation, like, oh my God, like, do you know how many signs we sent her? And she's going right by them. So you may be getting signs, but you just are very connected with these signs. And your father said she always wants to make sure she knows we're here with her. And that's why we send signs. So just make sure you if they're giving it to me, I always tell people everything that comes out of my mouth, there's a reason for it, Kathy. So just make sure you keep that with you.
I try. I feel like I'm a connector, and I try and I'm always looking for signs.
There's not even like I feel like you are 100% a connector, and that means a connector, which is so cool. Your father just said that means a dual connector, a connector from here to another physical person, but also from here to spirit. You've got a direct line. So mark my words, now that you've sort of been validated with that, even though it sounds like you knew that, watch how many signs you start seeing. So you may even be emailing me and saying, Stephen, can you please tell Dad to like slow it down? Like there's way many signs. I love that. And I've got to take a break, Kathy. Thank you so much for calling.
Oh, thanks so much. I feel blessed to have this today. Thanks.
Oh, thank you, Kathy. Me too. I feel blessed also. Lots of love to you, and we will be right back. And good afternoon, and welcome back to Through the Static. This is Stephen the Medium, and I am here with Coach Elix. So let's go to the next caller. Hi, this is Stephen. Who's this?
Can you hear me?
Yes, hi, who's this?
This is Natalie.
Natalie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. Natalie, right before I picked up this call, I kept hearing Mary had a little lamb. Who's Mary or Marie or the MR name connected to you? There's got to be either living or crossed.
Gosh, I have an Aunt Mary, but I don't see her often. And my dad's mom was named May.
Wow. So no, but wait a minute. So Aunt Mary is the one, obviously, that she's still here.
Yes.
She's living. But your dad's mom, May, is crossed.
Has crossed. Yep.
Okay, got it. So it's just yeah, sometimes and Aunt May is very. I mean, yeah, Grandma May just said to me, that wasn't her starting this. Somebody else was, but she loves the fact that her granddaughter said my name because now I can say hi, granddaughter. I can say hi to Natalie, so it's a great thing. And is also is the auntie Mary? Is she? You say she's your father's side?
No, that would be one of my mom's many siblings. Good Irish Catholic family.
But does your father have a sister also?
No. Mm-mm.
Wow, it's interesting. I just kept feeling like there was another female on, and not your grandmother, but on your dad's side. Is dad is crossed or here?
Yes. No, he crossed.
And your mom is here or crossed?
My mom is here.
Okay. Were they split? Your mother and father?
Yeah, they were.
Before he crossed.
Yeah, probably a couple decades.
So did he remarry or have a significant other?
He did remarry. Yeah, I never got to meet her.
That's
remarry.
That's the woman I am connecting. They're talking about. I knew there was something very close to your father. I thought it was a sister, but it must be like just the just the relationship. So, Natalie, who? I don't know if this is tarot cards, like if you get your cards read, or if you dabble in tarot cards or playing cards. But I keep seeing cards getting slapped on the or like blackjack. Does somebody now or back then, like big card players or like, going to casinos?
Not casinos, not now. I mean, that was one of the things like we used to do as a family sometimes.
You mean back when and play cards?
Yeah, before they crossed, like whether it was cards or Uno or Go Fish or something like that.
I love it, Natalie. Just know that, so many times, as random as these messages are, it's just, all of them are heartfelt. That's what this is all about. And there's George or Jim. There's a Jack, John. There's a GJ name I keep hearing. I don't know if it's crossed connected to you, Natalie, or living. But there's a very strong, or it feels like a G name. Maybe it's even like a woman, like Gertrude. There's a G something connected. So just make sure if it doesn't come, just keep it with you.
Okay.
And where's the little dog come in?
Little dog.
Let me ask you. Did you grow up with dogs or have a dog?
I had a dog growing up, and I have new one now who's going to be a year on Monday.
Wow. This one's like not a tiny, but it's not a big dog. It's a smaller dog. And I'm trying to figure out if he's or she is validating the one you have now, or what's the S?
S.
So when I get a letter for an animal, it's either their name or it's their breed. So there's an S connected. It may not even be the dog you have or the one you grew up with. Maybe it's like, it feels like Scotty or there's definitely an S or Sasha. There's an S name connected to one of these animals. So just keep it with you, Natalie.
Okay.
It also sometimes can be like a siblings and it could be either living or could be crossed. What's the 3 connection? Like who's got like three kids or like 3 siblings?
3 connection or 3 siblings.
So you're not one of 3?
My dad's mom was one of 3.
I don't know. That's it could be.
Kind of reaching.
Well, let me ask you something. Do you remember them? Do you remember your grandparents on your dad's side?
Oh yeah, I was really close to them growing up.
They didn't have dogs or animals?
They did. They had one dog.
They keep pulling me because this dog or animal wants to get validated, and it's an S name. Scooter, I don't know what this is, but I keep hearing shiver, something like that, Natalie. So just make sure you keep it with you. And this someone who cooked or baked really well, because I can smell it. I can, like, somebody, I don't know if it's for St. Patrick's Day, but somebody is really very well versed in cooking. I don't know if that meant that they worked outside of the house in a restaurant, or had a restaurant or something like that. But it's in Billy or Bobby or Barbara. Who's the connection to the B, or Ben? Who's the B name connected to you?
B name connected to me. Gosh.
And let me tell you, Natalie, that everything...
Bob. My grandfather went by Bob a lot. My grandmother called him Bob.
Yeah, and I was just about to say, everything I'm giving you, every time just before I say it, they're like, she knows, and they're helping you. So Grandpa, that wasn't his real name?
Robert was his real name. They called him Bob,
it.
and I called him Grand-Père.
Wow, I love it. Just make sure that's why I kept hearing the Bill or Bob. It's just your grandfather just giving you a validation that he's also around and here. And there's also, he just said to me, if you don't know who he's talking about with the baking or cooking, he is going to spend the rest of the night making sure you know. So I don't know what he's talking about, but there's going to be someone very, very close or connected. And there's also telephone wires, or someone worked at a telephone company, or did you just get a new telephone? What's the telephone thing he keeps talking about? And it's not connected to him. It could be connected to anybody.
Yeah, I have no idea about the telephone. I would imagine he's probably, in terms of the cook, I used to call his wife, my grandmother, Ga, and she was a phenomenal cook, but...
I love it. I love that before we hung up, you got to validate your grandma. So she's going to be very happy. I think your grandfather's going to be much more happy. The wire is, he's talking about, Natalie, a storm that knocked out a wire or electricity. I don't know if this is like current or if this is way in the past, but I just said to him, what are you talking about, the wires or the telephone wires? And he shows me wires, connected to like a house or maybe the streets. And it looks like it's a storm or something falls and knocks down wires. So just make sure you hang on to that. I don't know if that makes any sense, but if it doesn't, just hang on to it. And also the teacher. There's some teacher.
Huh. My mom was a teacher. She taught college for a while.
Oh, that would be it, Natalie.
High school.
I love it. I love that. That's what they're giving as a validation, to make sure to double validation with your mom as well as you. And the last thing I'll tell you, there's something with a ring. There's a ring. A ring keeps being taken off my finger, so. I don't know if somebody has, like, and it feels like it's an engagement ring or a wedding ring. And I don't know if, like, mom had grandmas or grandfathers, or somebody had something passed down, or someone kept, it feels like someone may have gotten close to being married and then it didn't happen. Something like that, because the ring's on me and then the ring's pulled off. So just everything I gave you, Natalie, just keep with you. The great thing is on Facebook Live, it's recorded as well as on YouTube, so you can go back if you're not getting it now. But thank you so much for calling, and lots of love to you.
Yes, thank you too.
Thanks, Natalie. Bye-bye. And I think we're going to take a break, and we will be right back. And welcome back to Through the Static. This is Stephen the Medium, and let me go to the next caller. Hi, this is Stephen. Who's this?
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
Hi, it's Dawn.
Hi, Dawn. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys? Hi, Elix.
Hi, Dawn. You sound so excited.
I'm so excited.
We're good. We're very good. So let me tune in to you. And Dawn, on a side note, this animal with the S name is killing me. You didn't have an animal like connected to you that was an S name or an S breed?
An S.
There's it's killing me. I keep hearing the like Scotty or Spot, or I don't know what this is, but I just thought I'd start it with you. But let me get to you. So Dawn, there's something coming or just passed, very close, a birthday or an anniversary. I don't know what this is. It could be an anniversary of death or some kind of celebration. Even though do you know what they're talking about?
My mother's birthday is 10 days from now, 27.
Wow. So happy birthday, Mama. So now when I tune into like who's talking about this, I get the mother energy. So is this your mom is here?
Better be my mom. Nope, she's passed.
Wow. Well, she's like pretty much looking at me like, hey, you dummy, Stephen. It's me. I'm bringing up my birthday. Of course it's going to be me. So I love it. One of the things, Dawn, that she just said to me was sort of on the same token as, I think one of the first callers I took this morning, this afternoon, was what a incredible, different, special soul you've got. And your mother, which I love, just said, never ever be anything other than who you are. And again, everything that comes out of my mouth, there's a reason for it. And in MB, there's someone's initials, MB, like Mike Booth, or like, do you know who that is?
I know of two people that it could be with the initials MB, yes.
But these people are living?
They are both living.
Wow. Were you ever romantic with one?
No, not an MB. But my mother was.
What? Your mother was
romantic with the MB.
Oh my God. That's so funny. Well, this is you're the way your mom speaks. It's almost like I can be removed, in that because you're also one that is very, very connected. There's a lot of angels around you, and I'll get to in a second. But your mother, it feels like anything that she directly says just gets picked up by you. There's somebody, Dawn, swearing in spirit. Someone's got a mouth on them, and everybody in spirit. And everybody in spirit is laughing hysterically, and I'm just like, this is worse than a truck driver. Not to stereotype truck drivers, but there's a lot of swearing going on, and they are laughing hysterically. So, especially your mother's laughing about the MB. So whatever.
My mother's laughing about the MB because my father, her ex-husband's initials are MB. And ironically, the man that she married after my father's initials were NB.
Oh my God! So that is pretty. Yeah, I just heard somebody that's with your mother say, "Tell Dawn her mother's like on the ground, almost like peeing her pants, laughing so hard. She thinks it's hilarious."
Believe it.
That you got that, and but Dawn, I don't know if you have an infinity or ever think about angels, but my God, when I tune into you, there's angels everywhere around you. There's just angels. I see angel wings. I see angels flying by you. So, some people, are just innately connected to angels. I don't know how or why it works or happens. Some people will tell me, oh my God, Stephen, that makes sense. I pray to angels. I love angels. Whether you do or not, I'm just telling you, that's a very, very special thing to have around you, Dawn. And I just heard your mother say, Well, your mother's laughing, and she said she needs the angels to protect her, and she's laughing. But in a serious note, you really do have a lot of protection with these angels, which is pretty wild. It's pretty amazing. It's wow. It's just your mom. I just can't get past the fact that your mother feels like she's right here with you, Dawn. It's the
I
connection.
feel like that all the time. We were very, very close when she was here, and I don't think that we ever lost that.
Yeah, well, listen, there's no question you never lost it. I mean, it's not even like I don't think, Dawn, but but remember, like, that is because of your special soul and your mother's soul. But the fact that, not to take anything away from your mom, because she's like a peach. I love her energy, but for you to keep that here in the physical world, that's so much to do with who you are as a person, a very special soul. So I got to leave you with that, Dawn. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you.
All right, lots of love to you. Bye-bye. And let me go to the next caller. Hi, this is Steven.
Hi,
Hello?
This is Tanya.
Hi, Tanya. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, Tanya. Tanya, where's the two come in? Two. You have two kids? Yeah, you have to think about that, Tanya.
Wait, did you ask? I don't have two kids.
All right, so
I'm
Tanya,
trying to think because I'm one of three.
I wasn't sure. Sometimes I mess it up, and sometimes it could mean that there's two others, but I don't think in this case. So there's something. Number two is very, very dominant around you. So February, like the month we just passed, there's got to be either a birthday or an anniversary in that month connected, or the second of a month. But there's a two. It could actually even be 22. But you've got to have a connection to. What was that?
Yeah, 22. I see 22 everywhere, and I have seen it for years. And actually, when I was dialing the number, I was like, there it is.
Wow. Tanya, I love that they're just validating that and making sure. It sounds like you probably know this, but every time you see those numbers, 22, it's your loved ones, right? It's spirit just making sure you know that they're connected with you, they're guiding you, they're watching you. Why am I being pulled to school? Like, I don't know.
I've already graduated. I have a bachelor's, but I am thinking of going back for my master's.
Wow, I love it. I love that everybody. There's a very. But your mom is here, right?
Yes.
I didn't feel like a mother generation. It felt like a grandmother. Or you know what's really cool about you, Tanya? There's a great grandmother stepping forward, and one just said she never met me. She didn't know me. And she talks about Rose. Rose, the name Rose. Is there somebody named Rose?
I can't think off the top of my head, but I know I never met my great grandmother, but I try to learn a lot about her. But Rose.
Well, let me tell you something, Tanya. That it could be a middle name, but when I hear Rose, it also could be rosaries. They're giving a validation to, like someone's got rosaries, or it could also be like rose bushes or roses. But there's you know what it feels like, Tanya? It feels like someone's got a rose tattoo. That's what it feels like. A rose or a flower that may resemble a rose, but it feels like it's on them. And it feels like it's a dedication to somebody. And it also feels like it's connected to you, and it's with someone's got it's connected to their kid, their child or their kids. And I don't know if it's their kids are living or if they've lost a child. It could be a family member connected to you, or it could be a friend. Just make sure you keep it in Ben or Bob. Who's the B? Oh, I keep hearing B. Well, Bill or the last name B. And I think this is, well, I know this is connected to everything I just talked about because they also show me a motorcycle. So it's there's just make sure you think of friends or family with the stuff I just said. And it's kind of cool, Tanya, because they're using you as sort of like a conduit to
share the message.
Yeah, exactly. Which is cool. And by the way, though, who's the Chris or Kathy or Kevin? Who's the C or K name?
Kevin.
Who's Kevin?
So I have two Kevins. My nephew is a Kevin Jr. and his dad is Kevin.
Okay.
And my brother. I also have so he was miscarried, but he was supposed to be named Kevin as well.
Wait a minute. So you have a brother who's crossed?
I do. Yes, he's miscarried. So he was about 5 months. My mom miscarried him.
Oh my God! And his name was going to be Kevin?
Yes.
Wow. Tanya, how wild is it that your brother also is stepping forward to let you know that he's here? Your brother just said to me that the only correction I would make to my beautiful sister is that not that I'm thinking about going for my master's. Oh, she's going for her master's. Like, that's happening. That's definitely happening. And he just is the one that brought up the rose. And it feels like the rose or a flower is also associated with the cemetery. I don't know if someone ever brings flowers or brings a rose, but just make sure or took a rose from a ceremony. But there's something with a Don rose. So just make sure you keep it with you. That's what I love the fact that your brother just said to me that make sure my sister knows that I'm a guardian angel for her and have always been. So you're so loved, Tanya. It's crazy. And unfortunately I'm up for time because the show's ending. So I'm going to leave you with that and lots of love to you, Tanya, and happy St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, the same to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tanya. Bye-bye. And Elix, in a snap of a finger, it's over.
It is over for now.
So tell exactly for just a week.
We'll be back Friday, right?
Right. I was just going to say that, but why don't you tell them?
We'll be back Friday at 1. Get a grip with Coach Elix.
And how else can people find you?
They can find me at Coach Elix. If you are not following me, you're missing out. So find me at Coach Elix on Instagram or Facebook. And, we do the same thing Fridays, except that we switch roles. And that's really it.
That's a great thing. And all over social media, that's how you find him. And just like myself, how you find me is Steve in the Medium. This has been so terrific to be back, from missing the past couple of weeks. But Mark is back. I'm back. Elix is back. So I think we're all good. And it's a beautiful day here on Cape Cod. So everybody, happy St. Patrick's Day, and I give the biggest St. Patrick's Day hug and kiss to my mama, Claire, and my grandpa, Fred, the two Irish beautiful people in my life. So we'll be back next week, and thank you, Mark, the producer. We will see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.